Online Racing is sponsored by Elgato, who created this lovely Stream Deck. For more information about the Stream Deck, the link is in the description below. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. This is Apex Online Racing. Welcome along to DiRT Rally 2.0. This is Rallycross. After weeks and weeks of rating, we are finally starting Season 2 at round number 1 here at Lydden Hill. I'm looking forward to this. I hope you are looking forward to this as well. I am Jess, and joining me in the commentary box, as per usual, is my good friend Jack. How are you doing, Jack?
Oh, finally back. It's been a long time. Yeah, welcome everyone to Season 2 of Apex Online Racing Rallycross. Wow, we had the pre-season events in early March, and it's been a long, long way to get into Lydden Hill. Of course, we had to postpone last week due to the issues with RaceNet and the Royal RX qualifiers that were on at the same time. But we're finally back for a new season, a lot of new drivers, and a lot of returning faces as well. Returning champion Lucas Mateja is back with us as well, so it's great to have him. But yeah, Jess, new season, it's always very exciting.
Yeah, it is, and we've got a really packed calendar as well, as it's for the first time this season. Every single track is going to be raced in the Rallycross calendar, unless there's any that gets added last minute. And luckily, the coordinators have done a good job, and they managed to squeeze all the rounds, even after that delay last week. So we're managing to get all 13 rounds race. So the first race obviously is Lydden Hill, as we just mentioned. Then next week we go to Catalonia in Spain. Then on the 18th we go to Montalegre in Portugal. Then we go to Mete in Belgium. Then we go to Latvia on the 9th of May. Then we go to Hell, which is in Norway, at the 16th of May. 26th of May we go to Estrin in Germany. 30th of May we go to Holgeys in Sweden. 13th of June we go to Silverstone. 20th of June we go to Yas Marina. 27th of June we go to Trois-Rivières in Canada. Loillac on the 4th of July. And the final round, which is where we did our second pre-season event before the end of 2019, was Killarney International Raceway in South Africa. So very different tracks, and some of them quite easy, some of them quite difficult, but this should really test the drivers.
Yeah, a packed calendar, a full calendar is exactly what we want to see as well. Our pre-season event in South Africa was absolutely fantastic. It was fantastic racing. Yas Marina as well, always really, really good. But we're starting off this week with Lydden Hill. Now, it's not officially on the World RX calendar, but it is available in the game, and it's a fan favourite with a lot of drivers. It's based in the UK, and I think we're all very aware of it at this point. It's a classic rallycross track. And this week, of course, we're running a series of hot laps as well for every single week. So this week, we are going to let our wonderful coordinator, Nigel Krutze, guide us around the Lydden Hill circuit in the Mini. So, Jess, roll the hot lap. Good evening, everybody. You're very welcome along to the season opener of the Apex Online Racing Rallycross Championship for Season 2 on DiRT Rally 2.0. Brand new cars, brand new drivers, and a brand new calendar. We are ready to go finally here in Apex Online Racing. So for this week, it is going to be Lydden Hill, of course, based in the UK, a classic rallycross track, not officially on the World RX calendar, but we are going to be using it anyway because it's a fantastic circuit in these 2019 spec rallycross cars. Guiding us around on this week's hot lap is our wonderful coordinator, RSR Serene Logic, Nigel Krutze, who, of course, was a semi-finalist in the DiRT World Series. He's going to be driving the Mini, and we join him as he exits the last corner over the big curb into turn number 1 on the gravel. Watch for the tarmac on the inside. Drivers will be looking to use that for a better exit. exit out of the corner. So then over the bumps, very bumpy section. Joker merge on the left-hand side, heading over towards turn number 2 then. Of course, the tarmac left-hander, looking for the exit here. Nicely done, beautifully done by Nigel. Up the hill we go then for the hairpin at turn 3. Up the hill we go, pitching it in third gear. Crucial for an exit and a good overtaking opportunity to be had right there. Then downhill once again for this very, very fast right-hander, grabbing 6th gear into 4th gear, pitched it in on the right-hand side on the barrier on the inside, then back over the curbs through the last corner. Great lap from Nigel there. He is, of course, the world record holder on that track as well, so there's no better man to guide us around. So we're going to be getting underway for Heat Race 1 and very, very shortly indeed. We hope you stick with us and we hope you enjoy all the action for Season 2 of the Apex Online Racing Rallycross Championship. Well, our coordinator did a very, very nice job there. World record holder around that track. Let's see how he gets on. He's racing with us again for his 6th season in Apex Online Racing Rallycross. Only one other driver has managed to do 6th season. That is Spiky Cactus. So the 2 longest running drivers in the series are returning as well. Unfortunately, there are 4 drivers who couldn't make it today. Unipankinen, the Dirt World Champion, of course, couldn't make it tonight, unfortunately, off doing his military service. One member, Silva, No Control, couldn't make it tonight. Unfortunately, Izza couldn't make it either, and Lundqvist couldn't make it either. We're missing 4, but that is not going to make any dents really, because we've still got some amazing action lined up very shortly. So we're just currently at the moment sitting in a lobby ready to go. And Jess, I'm going to put you on the spot. Who do you think is going to be the champion this year?
You definitely put me on the spot here, Jack. There's so many good drivers in this league. I mean, Lucas Matea's got to be one of the favourites, but there's so many other good drivers that we've seen really put the practice in this season. And obviously, I've seen Nigel practice a lot for this league. I mean, he really wants to take it seriously. Like he said, Jack, this has been his 6th season. I'm just getting the spreadsheet up now so I can have a familiarise with all the drivers myself, but it's taken a while to load. So, I don't know. I think I wouldn't rule out John, even though he's not going to be here tonight, sadly. I think it's going to be between Lucas and John. I think champions fighting it out. I think, but you never know. There might be someone that will surprise me. And the No Control guys were looking pretty good, like Yogan and stuff like that. And obviously Rene, the boss, was really happy with that. I think he's racing tonight. So yeah, I think for the team championship, No Control, I think, looked the strongest.
Yeah, but you can't rule out SDL Esports either, because we have Quentin Dalolmo has moved to PC, ladies and gentlemen. he is here.
PC Master Race.
He is, and it's great to have it. But we are going to have a 3-car race for this opening heat, featuring Ghost, TUS Dabby, and the man who just took us around the hot lap, Nigel Krutze. And for Heat Race 1 now, the drivers do not know the conditions until it is announced. So, and of course, they did not know of the conditions until now when they spawned into the lobby. So the conditions for this first heat race is a wet surface, not quite heavy rain, but it is a wet surface, and especially in the Mini, that's going to struggle. Now, of course, we forgot to mention as well, brand new 2019 Supercars for this season as well. We finally got to use them. And 3 different cars sitting on the grid right now. In the Audi S1 EKS, the Peugeot 208, and the Mini Cooper especially, looking for particularly strong around here. And as we said, Nigel holds the world record around this track, so expect him to be very strong. Now, the drivers are fighting for lap time here in the qualifying heats, but at last, the drivers are on the grid. It's Season 2 of AOR Rallycross. Let's get going.
Yeah, I'm excited for this too, Jack. This is gonna be really intense, and we got all 3 drivers just ready to start the race.
On the grid, watch for the ready to race light on the left hand side on the gantry. On it goes. The anti-light comes on. The race is about to get underway. Green light and AOR is underway. Dabby gets a terrible start off the line, and it's Ghost who leads in towards turn number 1 there, and Serene Logic already straight into the Joker lap. Joker lap is about 2.3 to 3.6 seconds of a delta we're looking for. So down through turn number 1, it is Ghost who leads from Dabby, and a smart decision from Nigel there to go to the Joker.
Yeah, I think he made the right decision now. I think a few other people will have to wait just a little bit longer, I think. But don't forget, Nigel is going for a strategic move this early on just to get the right possible moment. This is one of the most trickiest jokers on this game. So it's nice to get the joker out of the way so you can focus on the rest of the lap.
Yeah, so Ghost leading after lap number 1, but Nigel is already closing in very fast. 2.5 seconds over the curb goes Davy, and that is a thing we're going to see a lot of in this race. That massive curb at the last chicane is just ready to flip you at the nearest opportunity. Ghost just went into the joker lap, and he falls in behind Nigel Kritzis. So it is Davy who now leads, but he has not jokered, and Nigel sitting pretty in second place there. And then up the hill we come for the second time.
Yes, indeed. So only Dabby, the only person doing the joker then, but Dabby is running really, really well. Only 1.9 seconds behind Nigel though, so the joker's going to be very close towards the end of the lap. They only have 2 more laps to get the joker in, so it is really up to Dabby to choose the right moment to take it, because if you take it too late, then the likes of Nigel and Ghost will start to catch up quite easily. So it will be interesting to see, but you can start to see Nigel starting to close in sector after sector, so it's not going to be an easy feat. As Dabby takes the joker, it's going to be very, very tight between Ghost and Dabby. Ghost just gets ahead there, and Nigel takes the lead.
Oh, Dabby's up the inside of Ghost through the left-hander. Can he get it done? Yes, he can. Lovely move from the pole. Nice one right there on the joker merge. He didn't quite get it, but he got the run up towards left-hander, and Ghost just goes wide at the top of the hairpin right there. Really nice move. That's exactly what we wanted to see.
This is what we would like to see, battling at his finest, and it's a great way to start the first race of the league so far. And Serene Logic only attempt clear of Dabby right now, and Dabby again looking pretty strong at the moment, but as you said, we were looking Serene Logic to be the favourite, and I think he's got Dabby behind it. Unless Nigel makes a mistake, then it's a race win for him, and that's really going to help him. But don't forget, it's not about position, it's about time as well. So Nigel's just got to focus on getting the fastest lap time. He's got some clean air at the moment though, so that should really, really help him when he comes across the line. Some very good drifting there as he commits to that final few chicanes as he comes across to the line now, and he wins Heat 1, Dabby second, and Ghost takes first. But we won't know if he wins it overall until obviously the next lot of races begin. But really good start from our world record holder, Jack.
Yeah, really great commitment in that mini around some of those sections right there. You just see how committed you got to be to get it sent in. He's just completely committing into the right-handers. So we'll of course keep you updated on the heat results that will come in shortly. We believe that another lobby had to have a restart, but it is a 242.0, and Dabby not too far off the back. I must say 242.8. So Dabby looking pretty quick right there. He's no stranger to Rallycross, of course. But yeah, good to see him on the pace in that Peugeot.
Yeah, I agree. It's nice to see a mixture of cars like we've seen in the pre-season race not long back, because obviously we had 4 races in the pre-season race, but this time there's only 1. And obviously we were used to the Renault Megane dominating pretty much for the last season of Rallycross and obviously the public events. But it's just nice to see a different variety here, and we are about to head into a different lobby as we've got a few more races still to run of Heat 1, because obviously we got a huge turnout of drivers this season, quite good sign-ups for PC, which means they had to run more races, which means more drivers can get involved, and there was a huge mixture of abilities, and this next lobby consists of some really great drivers, and we're about to get into it.
Yes, indeed. So yeah, just to go back on your point of the amounts of drivers that signed up, we had a total, I believe, just checking on the spreadsheet now, it was about 33 total sign-ups, which I think is the most we've had on a single platform. Unfortunately, we couldn't get the console ones launched, but nonetheless, it's still great to see the support that that Rallycross has, and it's always great for something new to join AOR. And of course, it's not exactly new, but the support is definitely behind it.
Yeah, I mean, due to the fact that this coronavirus has unfortunately hit, and obviously quite a lot of us are in lockdown at the moment, esports is becoming more of a thing now, and more people actually want to take part, and I think the postponement may have helped a little bit, because more drivers were able to get involved. We had a few late sign-ups to the league only a few days ago, and obviously we allowed them to take part because, you know, they got nothing else better to do, and they have more time now. So here's a blessing in disguise. Well, we don't want anyone to die from the coronavirus. But if people have more time, of course they can join the AOR League. So it's great to see more people get involved, and we may see a few upsets. I'm going to predict maybe not this race tonight, but maybe in a few rounds' time. We'll just have to find out as a few drivers get used to it.
Yeah, indeed. Of course, we hope you're all keeping well at home, but if you're tuning in, we hope that we're passing the time, because it's quite hard to pass the time stuck inside for the foreseeable future. But if you do want to get involved, do check out the AOR website. Sign-ups I would imagine would reopen mid-season.
Round
4, yeah. So we will reopen sign-ups around round 4. And hopefully we can get you involved in this fantastic event. We're just having some small delays at the moment. We will be getting underway once again shortly enough, but the coordinators are frantically working behind the scenes to resolve everything. But we will be getting underway in about 3 minutes time, hopefully, with Ferge lining up for the next heat race with Spiky. Spiky, we would like to mention, is also the tied driver for the longest. He's tied with Nigel for spending the most amount of time in AOR Rallycross, 6 seasons. So
wow.
He's recurring. Then we have Ludwig Rossibo, Primero, sorry. He's obviously very experienced within Rallycross as well. Just checking, he has done, this will be his 3rd season in AOR. And then we have 2SRL Jesse, who I believe is one of the new drivers. Yes. His 2nd season in AOR, excuse me. And then we have Marcy, who I'm pretty certain is also one of our new drivers who has joined us as well. Yes, indeed. So it'll be his very first race in the in AOR, the Hungarian joining us. So it'll be interesting to see how we get on. Now, of course, these are not the only 2 races that are happening in tandem with our race. Just there, we had 2 other heat races running simultaneously, and then we have another 3 to come afterwards. There's a total of 6 heat races happening at once in all of this. So there's a lot going on that the coordinators have to do, and they're doing an amazing job behind the scenes.
Yeah, definitely. We couldn't have done it without them, of course, and obviously the drivers were briefed before the race on what was going to happen. And I was a new driver once when I was racing back in season 2 of Dirt 4, and I was really nervous on my first race. I can't imagine how the Hungarian must be feeling, but my advice to him really is just to have a lot of fun. Don't go too risky on moves, and just try and enjoy it, and obviously keep it clean. And the better results you get, the better. But to be honest, you want to improve in Rallycross, and you get points if you finish. So if he finishes, he should be fine. But we've known the Hungarian to be very quick as well. So I will wish him the best of luck this season. As we just got an invite to the lobby. Yes, we have. As I think we got, I think we got a different lot of drivers, I believe. So
yes, we do.
So it's not the drivers that we've listed. We have got. We're on this lobby. So we've got TB No Control, Nearbees, Pedro Silva, and Elsem in the lobby at the moment. I can't remember their real names because I don't have the spreadsheet open, but I'll get it up in a minute. But yeah, we got the No Control guy, and we also got Pedro Silva as well. Pedro Silva looking good in the pre-season event. So a lot of drivers to look out for in this heat as well. And obviously we don't know who the fastest out of everyone is so far. So at the moment, Nigel is the benchmark driver of the heat so far. So they've been watching the stream. They've been keeping an eye on how they can approach Lydden Hill very well. And to be honest, Jack, they've been given more an advantage more than anything.
Yes, indeed. So this is going to be a really interesting heat, because we have three people who qualified for the Dirt World Series in here. Pedro Silva, quarterfinalist in the Rally Championship. We have Thomas Poulsen, TP No Control, semi-finalist in the Rallycross, and of course Nigel Kurtze, semi-finalist in the Rallycross as well. So LSM has got a really tough heat right here. But Thomas Poulsen and Nigel Kurtze, a bit of a rivalry going on there. They were in the same heat. They were in the same semi-final in the Dirt World Series. So there is a little bit of history there from what I can gather. But it's going to be interesting to see them go up against each other. Now, just to update you on the previous heat, believe it or not, Johan Lundqvist, Jogan, fastest of everybody on a 240.8.
Wow. I did say the No Control guys were going to do well. And I have to be honest, I wasn't really that surprised. So well done to him. I mean, he was brilliant in the pre-season event. Brilliant job. And I'm having problems spectating the lobby because it says maximum number of players are already spectating. So I can't spectate at the moment, so that's not good. But yeah, I agree. Jogan's been practicing. Jogan's obviously with a new team and obviously a new boss as well to adapt with. But I can already see, after speaking to them a few weeks ago at the pre-season event, they mean business and obviously they want to take the drivers and constructors. Obviously, we ruled out Jogan earlier on today, but after seeing this performance earlier on, I've got to say he's probably going to be one of the favourites, I must say, but I don't want to jinx him too much, Jack.
Yeah, indeed, but it is going to be really interesting. Again, apologies for the delay. There are some technical problems behind the scenes, but we're sorting them pretty quickly. So we, of course, now are just trying to work out the heat order for the next race. So just to go through the times, and Nigel was a 2:42.0. So and Johan Lundqvist on a 2:40.6. Now I am well aware the no control guys were practicing a lot for this round. They do hold multiple practice sessions with each other. So it's always nice to see them working hard. And yeah, it's great. And I did just get told off by somebody right there. Marcy, who I said was a new driver. Believe it, he's actually...
I raced him. I raced him in AOR.
He was the champion in season number 1 on Dirt 4. So he's a return. He was returning, so I apologise. But I'm unfortunately not that old. So I wasn't around at that time. But yeah, all good. So we have a number of returning drivers, of course, and a lot of new new drivers with us as well. I think upwards of 15 new drivers joined us this season, which is always great.
Yeah, it's nice to see we've got a mixture of new drivers and old drivers as well, and some also ones that we haven't seen in a long time. And I can't wait to see Marcy race tonight because obviously I raced him in a few lobbies and he's quick. He's a beast. That's why he was a Dirt 4 champion in season 1. He had the glory first, and then obviously there was a lot that came before him. So absolutely fantastic.
Yes, indeed. So bear with us while we try to sort this out. It is a little bit of a finicky old game, this.
It is.
But yeah, we're doing our best behind the scenes.
Yeah, we're trying our best. It is obviously the first time where we're doing custom grids as well, and obviously this is the first time we found out that only 2 spectators could spectate a race. So yeah, well, that is quite annoying, but at least we're figuring this out now rather than obviously a few races time. So yeah, that'll be good. But we'll get underway shortly. But we shan't be long. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, so it looks like I'm going to have to be the saviour of the day. So I will be I'm doing my best here. So bear with me while I sort this out.
Yeah, that's fine. Obviously, Jack doing some multitasking right now, as obviously he has to host the lobby now. Obviously, I can't host because otherwise I would be streaming. So let us know if you've been watching Rallycross for the first time, and I see a few people in the chat supporting you guys as well. And I wonder what other cars the drivers will be facing this week, this season, what cars they've chosen. Obviously, the cars that they've chosen at the start of the season, they'll have to stick for pretty much the whole season. So there's some cars which are glued to certain tracks, and there's some cars that are not. So it will be interesting to see which ones will be easier. Obviously, we've seen with Nigel, the Mini was quite good, glued to his car, but maybe he just found a setup that was very, very good for him. And obviously, we saw the likes of Jogan as well with his car as well. I mean, you know, it depends on the setup, but we may see different cars be different. And I've just got an invite. That's good news from me. So hopefully we get started again shortly, as we should be starting the second race of Heat 1 coming soon. And I am in. Yes, I'm in. That's good news. And I'm just waiting for Nigel to leave so I can spectate. Oh, okay, disconnected.
I will get you straight back. So what the issue we just had was there is a limit on the number of spectator slots in DiRT. So we were trying to get 3 spectators, but we couldn't. So the big problem was trying to get everybody to come in on to spectate. So obviously myself, I need to spectate, and Jess needs to spectate. But Nigel was taking up that slot. But we should have it sorted now, and we can finally get some action. So apologies if you've been sticking with us. But we hope that you are enjoying, and hello to the 50 people who are joining us for AOR Rallycross. So I hope you're all enjoying at home, or enjoying the lobby screen at least.
Yeah, well, you're enjoying the chat map right now, as that is what's been shown on screen. But I'm in, I could spectate. Life is all good. Hopefully we should get underway shortly, as we've got TP, Pedro Silva, Nia Bleeds and Elsa. We've got a mixture of nationalities, but we've got 2 of the same nationalities. We've got 1 Portuguese, 1 Spanish, and 1 I can't remember which flag. Someone's gonna kill me. Is it I'm not gonna say which flag it is. I'm rubbish. I think Nigel's gonna kill me, but never mind.
So it's all good. So we're finally getting underway for the second heat race of Heat 1. So remember, the drivers are fighting for time at the moment. So it's currently it is currently still Johan Lundqvist, currently fastest, 240.6 at the moment. And now, this heat race, we have Pedro Silva, Thomas Poulsen, Niobelise, and LSM. And we have a returning car that some of you may remember from DiRT 4, the glorious Seat Ibiza RX, the dominant car from DiRT 4 is finally back, and somebody's using it. And it's fantastic to see it back. But we've got a lobby full of, I believe, we've got a lobby full of pugs out with 2 pugs and an Audi, of course. So drivers to watch out for Thomas Poulsen. Of course, we know he's quick in Rallycross. We know Pedro on his day can be good. And Niobelise and LSM, dark horses, I think.
Yeah, well, I think so as well. Some of these guys I haven't seen before, so this is going to be the first time I see them. So it's going to be even playing field. This is their first race, so obviously they haven't had much races to practice on, apart from obviously the pre-season race where most of them have applied for. So yeah, let's get this second race of Heat 1 underway.
Let's see what happens in this one. So heading towards turn number 1, watch out for the lights. And it appears we've had a problem. I believe the lobby has been filled with AI rather than that. Right, okay. 2 seconds.
Okay, so, yep, I think we have to lead the lobby, I think, don't we? I think we do. So I'm because obviously I think we had a few people disconnected. So I think we only got 2 drivers in there. Pedro and obviously Nia in there as well. So, or it might be a green light bug. I'm not so sure. So we're gonna start the session again. I literally don't know what happened there, but hopefully we can get we thought we were gonna get the second race underway, and unfortunately the AI decided to return, even though clearly what we did put was no AI. So yeah, that is not a good way to start the race, but hopefully we can get underway shortly, as obviously Jack and Nigel are going to work frantically behind the scenes to get the lobby sorted again. I feel sorry for you guys that you're having to do this, but it happens. I don't know why it has to happen in the first race, but yeah, thank goodness we're not having the same problem.
Exactly when we don't want things to go. When we don't want things to go wrong, they start to go wrong. Apologies on the stream, but we're trying to get it sorted.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Indeed, and obviously, I'll do a bit of a plug for this as well, because obviously it is on DiRT Rally as well. It is the World Rallycross Invitationals on in the middle of April as well, and if you guys have been checking out the World Rallycross Twitter, you've been finding a lot of the esport, the real life drivers actually taking part in the race, which I'm really excited to watch. It's gonna be amazing, and obviously we've got some esports drivers that are gonna take part, the ones who were the top in the time trials, which we'll find out for you pretty shortly as well, in a few weeks' time. Excited to find out who that was. This was all on Steam, hashtag PT Master Race, because, you know, we're the best platform for dirt. So, you know, that's what, joking. But, you know, other platforms are available, but, you know, they've chosen that, and they had a day to get their time trials in, and that was why obviously there was no stream last week, because the servers were pretty busy, I must say, in trying to get every single driver who wanted to take part a time trial time. I can't remember what track it was, but it must have been a very, very difficult track, and we'll have to wait and see already how that goes. So best of luck to everyone that takes part in those races pretty soon as well. And so there's quite a lot of esports races going on due to the absences of the real life race, and it's going to well, the first one for World Rallycross is going to happen in Catalonia, because that's where the first round was meant to be in real life. So that's why that's taken place as well. So should be exciting. And let me know if you signed up for that, and waiting to hear the results, of course. And we just got a discussion in the chat, and I'm going to bring it up on stream. And Wesley just said Mini or Peugeot. I would have to go with the Mini, because I like Minis, and they seem to be very fast on the track, just like Nigel was proving earlier. And my dream car is a Mini, so I have to say Mini on that one. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. Respond to Wesley's question in the chat. Mini or Peugeot, or if you prefer a different car in the game. I don't think many people will go for the Renaults this time, but obviously they're all 2019 cars, so yeah, we'll just have to make sure on that one. So yeah, I wonder if Wesley will like me or hate me for saying that I like Mini rather than the Peugeot.
You better not, because that's the one he's supposed to be setting up. But
yeah, he is, isn't he? Because he's meant to be racing in real life, but obviously bad things have happened, and obviously they can't compete yet. So but at least it's given him more time to actually build his car, so that's a blessing in disguise for him. And obviously Una Banklin took part in real life as well a few times, so we've seen examples in all games actually where esports drivers have turned to real life racing, and for most of them it's turned out very well. So hopefully it will go well for Wesley as well, so we'll have to find out soon enough. And how far are we in making a lobby?
Well, I have had a bit of confirmation. We're going to try and get the lobby up again, because I think we're having the game is having issues at the moment. So we're going to try again at getting the lobby up. If not, then we are going to just put the stream on hold for about 5 or 10 minutes while we try and get sorted, because Heat Race 2 is currently postponed until we get this issue sorted. We're working hard behind the scenes, so stick with us. We'll make it up to you.
Yeah, we'll make it up to you with obviously Heat 2 and lots of other heats, and then we got the semis and the consolation and the finals as well. So do not worry, we've still got some more racing tonight. Slow but steady, I must say, and obviously the coordinators are working extremely hard to get this sorted. 2 weeks in a row where we're getting lobby issues, which is not really ideal, but that's what happens sometimes. There's either a lot of people in the lobbies as well, a lot of people on the internet as well, due to obviously a lot of people having to stay at home. And obviously if you're around, keep safe, and please do stay at home. If you're watching, only go out if you're exercising. It will help us to reduce the spread of the coronavirus. And if you have family or relatives that either have died from the coronavirus or are suffering from coronavirus, wish them well, and I send your thoughts and prayers to all those people affected, because it must be a hard time for you, but we'll get through this, and hopefully life will go back to normal pretty soon for you guys. And it's been hard for us as well, having to deal with obviously a new routine. For some of us had to work from home now more often, so yeah, it is quite difficult, but you know, we're seeing a lot more drivers take part in this now, so it's great to see. And hopefully we should get it underway pretty soon, even if it's now or even if it's 10 or 15 minutes time. We'll get things eventually. And I think whilst we wait, I think we'll take a break now whilst we get the lobby sorted. And once the lobby's sorted and we confirm that the lobby is ready to go, then we could start again. So just wait for a second, guys, bear with us, and you'll have some lovely music to wait for until the lobby starts. So spread the word that we should be starting very, very shortly.
Green light, and we're away. Great start from Nyan on the outside. Great start from Fergus as well in the Renault. She leads as they come towards turn 1. Gets it on the brakes. Jonathan Sheffer, a dive bomb up the inside, manages to keep it together though. Fergus still ahead. Jonathan up the inside as they run through. Fergus leads from Jonathan Sheffer. Nayun behind and Pablo behind. Decent start from Fergus. Just going to move along. Is Juna going to be ahead of him? Oh, it's almost, but Mickey comes out ahead of Juna. That was uber tight. And Mickey is all over the back of Izza as they run up the top of the hill, trying to get up underneath them. The two champions banging doors as they run through there. But Izza's going to hold on as far as he gets in the wall a little bit. It's going to be very, very close. Izza is going to win the semi-final. Mickey goes through. Serene Logic is opening that gap. Serene Logic looking really, really good out there. Jared massively sideways through the last chicane. How has he held on to that Subaru? Unbelievable. Holds the inside line. Yuna's now on. And it's going to be super close up front between Yuna and the leader. And here comes Jared up the inside and through turn 1. Is he going to get done on the inside? The Subaru takes up the inside and he takes one over on the Dirt World Champion into second place, into the semi-finals. Brilliant move from the Australian. Crucial move to get that Subaru into the final. He's not far behind. You might stick it up the inside here if he can get the run. He goes wide. Can he get the run out? Not quite. Coming to the last corner then. It's been a long time since we said this, but coming through the final corner, Yuna Pankinen wins in AOR. Jared is second. And Serene Logic rounds out the podium in third place. We have a Subaru on the podium. Veloci pitches the car into donuts at the last corner.
Good evening, everybody. You're very welcome along to the season opener of the Apex Online Racing Rallycross Championship for Season 2 on Dirt Rally 2.0. Brand new cars, brand new drivers, and a brand new calendar. We are ready to go finally here in Apex Online Racing. So for this week, it is going to be Lydden Hill, of course, based in the UK, a classic rallycross track, not officially on the World RX calendar, but we are going to be using it anyway because it's a fantastic circuit in these 2019 spec rallycross cars. Guiding us around on this week's Hot Lap is our wonderful coordinator, RSR Serene Logic, Nigel Crusoe, who, of course, was a semi-finalist in the Dirt World Series. He's going to be driving the Mini, and we join him as he exits the last corner over the big curb into turn number 1 on the gravel. Watch for the tarmac on the inside. Drivers will be looking to use that for a better exit out of the corner. So then over the bumps, very bumpy section. Joe can merge on the left-hand side, heading over towards turn number 2 then. Of course, the tarmac left-hander, looking for the exit here. Nicely done, beautifully done by Nigel. Up the hill we go then for the hairpin at turn 3. Up the hill we go, pitching it in third gear. Crucial for an exit and a good overtaking opportunity to be had right there. Then downhill once again for this very, very fast right-hander, grabbing 6th gear into 4th gear, pitched it in on the right-hand side on the barrier on the inside, then back over the curbs through the last corner. Great lap from Nigel there. He is, of course, the world record holder on that track as well, so there's no better man to guide us around. Heat race 1 and very, very shortly indeed. We hope you stick with us and we hope you enjoy all the action for Season 2 of the Apex Online Racing Rallycross Championship.
Okay guys, welcome back to the stream. Thank you to everyone that has stuck by us. We like to apologise for the technical issues we have experienced so far tonight. Obviously, is reasons out of our control, but they managed to do Heat 1, Race 2 outside of the stream just to make sure everything was running a-okay and we can get things back underway shortly. And it was Lucas Mateja who did one one of those races, and a massive well done to him. Don't forget he was the champion beforehand and looking to defend his crown as well, and quite a few familiar faces also saying some good times.
Yes, indeed. So Lucas Mateja back to his winning ways with a 2:39. I'll just have a quick look at my times here. 2:39.858. Second fastest, Thomas Poulsen, 2:40.529, who just managed to pip his teammate by a margin of less than a couple of hundredths. He managed to beat Johan Lundqvist, who set a 2:40.60. Very, very close. But Lucas Mateja, previous champion, of course, Rallycross Grand Finalist, Rally Grand Finalist. He's up there and he's showing his pace.
Yeah, and I think he was one of the drivers that actually raced Lydden Hill in the finals in Rallycross. So he's experienced this. But obviously he had to get used to a different setup, a different rig compared to the rig he had at home as well. And quite a lot of people were having to adapt to that at the Autosport event. That's what a lot of people have found hard. But obviously in the AOR world, a few people have been using pads as well, which just goes to show that you don't have to have a fancy setup to do well in these leagues. You can just turn up with a controller. That's how I started in Rallycross. I turned up with a pad because obviously my wheel back then, I could barely use it because I didn't get used to it. So I used a pad. I was still quite slow, but I managed to cope very well. So literally, you can do it with any setup, any wheel, pretty much, as long as you're fast enough and get used to the surroundings.
Yeah, so we've just had the schedule released for the next few heat races, and our second heat is incredible. Can I just say, we have Nigel Krutzer lining up next to Lucas Matasia, next to Thomas Poulsen and Johan Lundqvist. That's going to be one hell of a race. But we've got Signal Larson, then we have Colossus, LSM, and Quentin Dalolmo, would you believe, lining up for us, and Vladislav Denev lining up for our first heat race, which should be getting underway momentarily. So we're just awaiting our invites for that one. Just to have a quick update for all of you stuck with us, by the way, we it depends on how well we do it, but we may or may not be holding the semi-finals tonight, strictly because we are running quite over time at this point. So we may or may not get the semi-finals and the finals run tonight, but we'll be holding them next week if not. But stick with us because, I mean, the heats are just as good as the semis and grand finals.
Yeah, it doesn't mean that we're going to get some bad action. Of course, we're going to get some good action as well. And this is Quinto's first race on the PC. Obviously, he's raced in PS4 many times. And don't forget his brother, obviously Killian. He actually won the Rallycross Championships in Autosport back in January, and he was supporting his teammate. He was there watching Killian and Unipankinen win their titles and win their trophies as well, and it is now his turn to hold the reins now, and maybe Killian may give him a few tips, or maybe he might just shut off and let Quinto get on top of it. We'll have to wait and see, but you know, it's nice to see a PS4 representative represent on PC as well. Obviously we didn't get enough PS4 runners for the season 2, but it's nice to see a few people move to PC just like Quinto, so he can still get involved really, and just like a few of us that moved to PC quite recently on DiRT anyway. You yourself included, I think, moved to PC as well, so you know, it's not hard, but it's a different kettle of fish. It just feels so different compared to the PS4. So what will Quinto be feeling right now in his first in his Heat 2 race on PC then?
Well, I've just had a look at the screenshots, and Quinto actually suffered a 10-second penalty that has now been removed. He has finished second in Heat Race 1 by, get this, 0.004 of a second from Lucas Matasia. That is unbelievably close. Quentin Dalolmo is immediately on the pace. And, of course, he was there supporting his brother at Autosport. Lucas Matasia was also there. But this is just lining up to be brilliant in the second heat race, and we are finally about to get into the heat race at last.
Yes, finally. Hopefully, I'm going to touch wood here, Jack, and because I've got wood next to me, and to see hopefully if this lobby can get underway. Can you all do the same in chat, please? Hopefully we can get some good luck. And obviously we got Siga's Signal Lawson as well. She's the only woman who's representing AOR in the Rallycross leagues, and obviously she was racing pretty much for most of the seasons in Rallycross as well, and she's been doing very well. Been really lucky in the starts, but not as good in the finishes, but hopefully she can improve on that. But she's got the likes of Quentin Dalolmo really going to nip at her heels there. So we've got a mixture of cars. We've got 2 Peugeots, Renault Clio, a Mini and an Audi. So, you know, the Peugeots are the most popular car. Most importantly, Jack Quinto's gone for the Peugeot.
Yeah, well, of course, him and his brother would have done a lot of setup work for this particular car. Now, the Mini does not like the wet conditions, so watch out for the pugs, and especially watch out for Quentin Dall'Olmo. Watch out for that Clio as well. Pretty quick little car in the hands of Colossus, but let's finally get underway. We apologise severely for the delay. We're finally getting underway for Heat 2, Race 1, and we are watching Quentin Dall'Olmo as we head towards turn number 1. Ready to race, light on. Green light, we're away for Heat Race 2. Great start from Dall'Olmo as he heads immediately to the Joker lap. Straight into the Joker lap. Looks all clean away in the background, but it is still now Quentin Dall'Olmo into the Joker, and it is Signal Larson who leads away at the end of turn number 1 from LSM. Quentin Dall'Olmo, and then Vladislav Denev went into the Joker with him. That was just a fabulous start from Dall'Olmo.
Yeah, it looked like he was racing in the drive for a minute there. Absolutely astonishing from, obviously, the one who moved up to PS4, and obviously Sig had a really good start as well, as Quinto already showing how it's done by giving a really phenomenal send into that turn there, and he's up into second place already in the Joker, and a few people almost hitting the wall there into the first lap then. So obviously Vladislav also taking the Joker as well. Still 3 drivers still to take their Jokers right now, and you can see it's going to be close again between Sig and Quentin when it gets to the Joker. LSM, we're riding on board with him at the moment. He's also done his Joker as well, and so is Colossus. Sig hasn't done his Joker yet, but it's still a long way to go, and this will go well into her hands, but if she doesn't speed up, the lights. Oh, look at Quinto. He's already close already, Jack. This is insane.
This is just an incredible display from Quentin Dall'Olmo. You just watch the driving style and compared to Signal Larson. He's just completely straight over the curb. Signal Larson sends it over the curbs. Now Quentin is going to have to fight his way past her as they run through here. Now the Mini, as we said, does not like the wet conditions. The Pug is extremely good in these wet conditions, and it's especially good around Lydden Hill in the dry and the wet. So let's see how Quentin does it. Just look at how neat he is, and Signal's just way off the road into the gravel track. Quentin Dall'Olmo straight through the lead. Now remember, he's fighting for time, and he's especially fighting with Lucas Mateja, so we'll watch how is he going to get on as we head on towards the last lap, but he is just on flying form.
Yeah, it's great to see. You can tell he's fighting for time, really, not really for position here, and he's got some clear air now, so that's really going to help him, and he knows that Sig is going to go for the Joker as well this lap, so Quinto has got nothing to worry about whatsoever, as he's got some clear air. We'll see how many seconds he is from the rest of the field, but we can already see a massive gap. Wow, 6 seconds. I mean,
just incredible.
I mean, that is amazing. Obviously, Lucas Mateja was close with Quentin Dall'Olmo in the first heat. But obviously, they're not racing together in this heat. Obviously, they're in different heats, and Quinto amazing. He's going towards the final corner now.
What's he done? It's a 2:38, I think it was. I came across there. It's an incredibly fast time from Quentin Dall'Olmo. Signal Larson crossed the line, second place. Vladislav Denev right behind in third. LSM fourth, and Colossus will come across the line in fifth. That was just blistering pace from Quentin Dall'Olmo. 2:38.990, nearly 0.6 of a second quicker than he went on simply a wet surface. That is incredible pace.
Yeah, I almost completely forgot that he was actually racing in this league, and obviously when you mentioned him, I mean, who cannot forget about him? I mean, I've raced with him on PS4, and he is absolutely insane, and obviously in the open lobbies as well that we did a few months ago, it was a shame that he didn't get it through to the finals with his brother, but I'm sure he's one of those guys who also applied to be in the World Rallycross Invitational, so we're keeping our fingers crossed for him, because if he gets through, that would be amazing to see if he gets to compete against the real life Rallycross drivers. But you never know, he may not. I don't know, but if he does, he'll be definitely one of the favourites. That's for sure. As have we got one more race of Heat 2, I believe, or is that it?
No, we've got one more to go, and this one's even better.
So, oh yeah, we got Nigel and Lucas Mateja, and I can't remember who else we've got.
Jan Lundqvist and Thomas Poulsen. So this is what we got. So now remember, Lucas is fighting with Quentin for time, and this isn't really the race he wants to be in, because he's in with the fast guys. So these guys are really going to be fighting for it, and it's going to be so interesting to watch. How is Lucas Mateja going to respond to that one? That's a blistering time, 2:38.990. So really, Lucas needs the start.
It is not impossible, but don't forget Nigel has a world record as well. So we've got two of the greats fighting for overall time. It's going to be really tight because I can just see Nigel Crosset and Lucas Mateo really start to fight. Don't forget, we've got Thomas Poulsen and we've got Jogan as well, and they are all quick guys as well. I mean, this is probably the quickest lobby of the night, and it's only Heat 2. We're not even at the semis yet. Imagine we may get all these 4 drivers in the finals. Just think about that. That would be just incredible. So we'll have to wait and see how these drivers get along, as there's only going to be 4 drivers in this lobby then. And obviously we've got Quentin Delorme again, the fastest time so far. Can Lucas beat it? Oh, I don't know. It's going to be very close, but due to the fact this is a tough lobby for Lucas Mateo to beat, I don't know. It's going to be a close one, but he needs to get away and have a really good start in order to make sure that he could get the top points in Heat 2.
Well, I'm really looking forward to this one. It's only Heat 2, but even just the pressure is amping up so much. So we're still in heavy rain conditions, and the Mini is notorious for being so hard to get off the line. It just seems to bog down in second gear quite often. But he's got 3 pugs to deal with, has Nigel. And in one of those is Lucas Mateo, Thomas Poulsen, who he's raced before, and Johan Lundqvist. This is going to be fireworks. Ready for this one.
Fasten your seatbelts, ladies and gentlemen. We may not get the semis and finals tonight, but these are one of the best of the best. Most of these guys have either competed in the Dirt World Series, either as quarterfinalists, semi-finalists, and in Lucas Mateja's case, a finalist. So, you know, these are the best drivers on this platform, and it is great to see. So I remember we're riding on board with Lucas Mateo, who is the current champion for AOR. So he has got a lot to live up to, and he's got his esports livery, and we're getting ready to race lights on now, Jack.
Let's get ready to go. Sit back and relax and watch this one, ladies and gentlemen. Lucas Mateo, Nigel Crutze on the inside, ready to race light on. Light bug has struck once again, and it is Johan Lundqvist who leads the way ahead of Lucas Mateo, who goes straight into the Joker. And, excuse me, that is Johan Lundqvist who goes straight into the Joker. So it's Lucas Mateo who leads, Thomas Poulsen second, and Nigel Crutze into the Joker. So it was either a bad reaction time or another green light bulb that has struck us once again there.
It looked like a green light bulb to me. I didn't see the ready to race lights come on at all, so I think it must have been a green light bulb, but they're still going anyway, as Lucas Mateo got, I think his reaction speed must have been brilliant, as he got a very good start, but he's already got Thomas Poulsen really starting to fight alongside him, as they're the only two obviously not to take the Joker. And let's see if anyone, we've got one person not taking the Joker, and that is Thomas Poulsen taking the Joker. Lucas Mateo does not. Let's go on board with Thomas Poulsen now. A bit of a jump there, and Jogan just gets ahead of Thomas Poulsen, his teammate there, and that was just incredible work from Jogan and to take the Joker this early on. I wonder how Lucas Mateo must be feeling in that car. Was he expecting to take the Joker now or later on? But again, he's got a comfortable gap up front, so he should be fine when he comes towards the Joker line. In either this lap or the next lap. So he comes across the line now, and he's going to take it on the final lap, so that's going to be absolutely intense. I guess he wants to give us a heart attack or something, but that is what we like to see in racing, people really giving it all they got.
Yeah, indeed. So just keeping an eye on the lap times. He's about 0.3 of a second down on Quentin Delorme at this point in time. Johan Lundqvist second, Thomas Poulsen third. So, and Nigel looking like that Mini's not really handling well in these wet conditions. The gap is 3.4 seconds. The maximum it takes in the wet is 3.6 seconds. This could be tight on the Joker merge. Lucas Mateo sends it in through the final corner. 3.5 seconds as they come across the line. What's the lap time from Lucas Mateo? It's a 38.2. Into the Joker lap. Lucas Mateo straight in, tight to the wall. Now get it on the brakes, get it turned in, then back over the jump. Watch for Johan Lundqvist on the inside. He comes out in front. Lucas Mateo out in front. Now we've got to watch the clock. We're watching for a 2:38.
It's going to be absolutely tight as we follow him right now. As Joker's only 8 tenths behind Lucas Mateo. So we said it was going to be close. It is close. So we are just watching the time countdown on the left hand side of the screen. 2:38 is the time to beat. It's going to be really tight. Close. He's going to come across the line now. Here he goes. Let's see if he's done it. It's probably going to be 2 seconds out. 2:39.4.
2:39.4. Quentin Delorme wins his first heat in AOR. with a brilliant drive. But again, Lucas Mateja was absolutely on it. And it looks like Thomas Poulsen has got a puncture.
Ah, that's why he was quite slow to getting from Nigel off the line. That was a shame from him, but Quentin Dallarmo first overall in Heat 2 and Lucas Mateja in second. I mean, this is going to be a rivalry that we're going to see for pretty much the whole season between these two. Lucas Mateja and Quentin Dallarmo have not got an easy ride, I must say. Imagine if those two compete in the finals. That's going to be insane to watch.
Wow, that is just going to be just incredible. Just 239.4 to a 238.9. It was still very close, but just Quentin Dallarmo edging him out. Johan Lundqvist 240.3. That's a good time from Johan. Again, consistent. And that should put him currently second in the standings. So really good job from Johan on the pace as always. But Lucas Mateja not quite able to take that Heat win. He's got the Heat 1 under his belt. But Heat 2 goes to Quentin Dallarmo. And now we're going to head to Heat number 3. And we now await the schedule, which is currently being worked on.
So this basically, between Quentin Dallarmo and Lucas Mateja, it's 1-1. It's 1-1 in terms of Heat victories. Wow, I'm excited. I'm very excited. Who is good? Is anyone gonna stop these two? Is any one of those two gonna get another Heat victory and call it a win now, or is someone else gonna beat them? I don't know. It's gonna be very tight. They're all very quick drivers, so we'll just have to wait and see. Of course, as you know, we may not have run the semi-finals or finals tonight, but we'll have to find out. As obviously the European side of things is still quite late for the European side of things. Obviously, they're an hour ahead of us, and for some of them it's 9:40, so it's quite late for them. So imagine if we run the semis and finals, it probably might not be till 10:30 or 11:30 their time before they actually finish. So we don't know, but fingers crossed we can get things sorted anyway. We'll find out soon if we're going to run the semis or finals, but we're going to run Heat 3, that's all we know about, and we'll find out the weather shortly as well. We've witnessed a bit of wet service in all 2 heats. Are we going to get some luck for the drivers to have some dry service, or will the luck go bad again and it will be raining again? It is not up to us, it is up to a random generator, so you know.
The random generator has spoken. It is going to be sunset conditions, still wet surface.
Oh.
So it's not quite dried up yet.
Typical British weather.
Typical British weather. So again, they're working on the spreadsheet behind the scenes, and this is going to be our final heat of the night. And then maybe, if we manage to catch up on time, we may go straight into the semi-finals and straight into the grand finals after that. We'll wait and see. But either way, we hope you're enjoying. If you're new to the AOR Rallycross scene, make sure you subscribe to keep up with the action weekly at the usual time of 7:45 British summer time. So it is going to be Lydden Hill this week, and then a long season awaits the drivers. We're heading to Montalegre is round 3 anyway.
Catalonia is the next round.
Couldn't remember it. Yeah, Catalonia. We're heading to next week. Then Montalegre. And we have a 13-round season in store for you, with the season being rounded out at the Killarney International Motorsport Park in South Africa. So a long season, 13 weeks of racing, and it's going to be brilliant if the first 2 heats are anything to go by.
I mean, if you watched the pre-season events last year, and obviously the one this year as well, we've already experienced how close these events were, and it was amazing that spectator mode was there just in time for us to cover those events. And obviously what we saw tonight, it was just astonishing. That's why we like commentating Rallycross more than any series, I think, in esports. I mean, it's just the best. It's good attention span as well. Good racing all round. You just never get bored of it. It never gets boring, I think, unless someone completely dominates. But most of the time, it's pretty much a contact sport where you can really go for it. And everyone has been really good tonight. Obviously, there's some drivers that we didn't get to see tonight in the stream so far. But obviously, there's a lot of drivers, and we can't cover them all. But we try to spread all the drivers across all the streams across the season. So at least they'll get at least a few races coverage, but obviously we'll try and focus on the ones who are fighting for the championship, because that's what you guys want to know about, how they're doing as well. But obviously the new drivers as well, and obviously the returning drivers like Marcy as well. And just to answer your question, Marcy, you did win the first season I was in season 2, so quite dominant as well. So that's to answer your question from earlier on as well. I know you might not be watching, I know you might be racing right now, but I don't know. But yeah, you won my season. But anyway, we are excited for the final heat of the night, and I'm checking to see if I got an invite yet. Is the spreadsheet done yet, or they're still working at it?
We're still working on it right now, so we're just waiting for the schedule. Of course, we have to sort the grids as well, according to heat race results. So that is quite a bit of another spanner in the works that we have to do, of course, because grid position does matter in the heats. So obviously, the winner of the previous heat will obviously get pole in their race. So they need to sort DFAS times out as well. So we're still waiting on that. But then, hopefully, we should get into the semi-finals and finals. We will, of course, keep you updated on the schedule. If it does go over time, we will have to push the semis and the final till next week.
Yeah, that shouldn't be a problem at all. I think we've done that in a few seasons where we had to move things over, and it wasn't really a problem for that. So it will let you know, and obviously we'll keep informed on Twitter as well. And obviously we may have to drop it around in the calendar, because obviously the calendar is packed as it is, or we may have to drop the other rounds back by a week, like we did last week, where the race got postponed till tonight. So yeah, obviously we'll try and keep you informed. We'll let the social media man, the community manager man, know, so then he can inform you guys when to expect the other rounds to come. And obviously he's quite proficient, he knows what he's doing, so he'll keep you informed, and we'll tell him what he should say, and then we'll keep you informed on the AOR channel, on the AOR Twitter, so at Apex on Racing, for you to keep up to date on the latest AOR news across all leagues, not just DiRT. We've also got ACC as well. We've got F1 2019. We've got iRacing as well. We just got races in every league as well, all abilities as well. So lots to look out for as well, not just for DiRT Rally as well. So yeah, keep an eye on Twitter on that front as well. And you know, if you still want to be involved in the leagues as well, make sure you go down to the forums, see which leagues are still looking for sign-ups, and you know. And don't forget, we also have our rally leagues as well that are still going on as well. So it is great to see those taking full force at the moment. I'm taking a break from that because obviously I haven't had enough time. But you've been taking part in the rally leagues, haven't you? Has it been a lot of fun?
I mean, I'm not competitive, but it's good fun nonetheless. Pretty tough with the hardcore damage, but yeah, it's really good fun. If you do want to sign up, you can head to the AOR forums. So just to let you all know, the semi-finals and finals are officially postponed to next week. We don't have the gap to sort out the grids. So these next two races are the last for this week, and we will have double action next week with the semi-finals and finals from Lydden Hill, and then the full event from Catalonia. So,
wow.
So you've got to wait till next week to find out who's going to win in Lydden Hill, but we've got 2 heat races to come.
So we'll keep up to date with the start times for the stream. I think it's most likely going to be the same, or it might be an earlier time to fit the semis and finals in. We don't know, or you know, we'll let you know on Twitter as well when that's going to happen as well, because it's going to be a long time. But we're using this first event to get used to new grids. Obviously, it wasn't there in the pre-season events, so obviously this is the first time that these guys are getting used to it. And we're just about to get into the lobby for the final 2 races of Heat 3, and then that'll be it for tonight. And it gives the ones that made it through to the semis and finals 1 extra week of practice, but that means I have to practice for Lydden Hill and Catalonia, which is going to be a little bit tricky for some of these drivers, but I'm sure they can do it. They've signed up for AOR for a reason. They expect the unexpected, so you know, we'll just have to wait and see on that one. But we can already see, I know I'm not going to jinx anything, but I think we can already see, unless it goes horribly wrong for them, Quentin Dallara and Lucas Mateo will probably make it to the semis next week. But I'm not jinxing anything here, so I'm not going to say anything more. I'm going to shut up now about those two, so, you know.
Yeah, so we've got 2 heat races now, and we're going to be getting underway in this one very shortly with Alex Molnar. LSM and Signal Larson once again. Just the heat race we unfortunately won't be seeing. It will include Nigel Krutze, Quentin Dalolmo, Lucas Mateja, Johan Lundqvist, and Dabby. So that's going to be an interesting one to watch. That will not be streamed. We're going to be in a different heat race. It's random generation. But yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see who comes out with the fastest time in that one. So we'll see how it gets on. But we've got another wet conditions for this next one. And then after this one, we will have another heat race, and then we'll be rounding off the stream until next week.
Yeah, and Alex Molnar, who is a driver that I haven't seen in the streams before, and he's making his stream debut to AOR, so wish the best of luck for him. Elsem, we've seen before, he is back, and also we had Signe Lawson as well. She's with us once again as well, and I can't remember who else is meant to be in this lobby. Is it meant to be a 3-car lobby or 4-car lobby? Have you got the spreadsheet up?
I believe it's meant to be a 4-car. I'll just have a quick check.
Oh, okay. So we're just waiting for one more driver, and then we can begin. And obviously there will be other races racing in tandem, and obviously as soon as this race is over, we will tell you what's happened in the other races and see who comes out on top of that one. Obviously the time last heat, even though it was heavy wet conditions, it was a 2:38 in the wet, and that was insane. I wonder what it's going to be like in the drives. We'll have to find out for you shortly as well. And let us know in the chat if you were racing in Rallycross. Let us know what car you would have picked. I know obviously Wesley would have gone for the Mini. And hey, we got Thomas Dicken in the lobby as well. So he's going to be our final driver, and that's it then. We are about to start Heat 3, Race 1. We've got 2 more races to broadcast, and then I'll be wrapping up the stream. I don't know much of these drivers. Obviously, I only know Sig and Elsem. Obviously, the other 2 drivers we haven't streamed quite a lot. So, an even playing field for those 2. But should be very interesting for those 2 especially.
Yeah, Alex Molnar, his first full season in AOR Rallycross. And yeah, from Hungary, driving the Audi this season. And of course, we're now dropping into sunset conditions and cloudy, wet surface, just like Heat Race 1. And LSM, of course, we covered. And Thomas Dicken, I believe, another one of the new drivers.
Yeah, he is.
Actually, no, it's his second season as far as I can see. So he is driving the Audi with his teammate Jesse. So it is his second full season in this series.
3 Audis, 1 Mini.
3 Audis and 1 Mini. So it is still wet conditions. The Mini is not going to like this, but the Audis is going to be interesting to watch. So watch for the time. Again, it's all about time. And it's all about who gets down to turn 1 first. It's going to be Signe Larson on the inside line in that Mini. Quite easy to spot in the very distinctive Mini, of course. And then we got 3 Audis lining up next to her. So let's get ready to rumble for Heat Race 3 with the Ready to Race alarm, which is going to come on momentarily. There it goes. And then we get ready to go. Green light bug strikes again, and away we go with Signe Larson on the inside. And it looks like it's going to be Thomas Dicken fighting away to turn 1. And Signe Larson who gets through. And LSM trying to look up the inside. She gets into the barrier on the way out to Signe Larson and gets the traction. Alex Molnar goes straight to the Joker and comes straight out. It was a good decision by him. And Fergan now fighting hard with Thomas Dicken for that lead. And she manages to hold on just for now. But can he get the run up the hill? He's trying, but no. Signe Larson gets away cleanly.
Alex Molnar taking the Joker on the very first lap then. Everybody else decided not to go for the Joker at the time being, but Thomas Dicken really getting his nose in so far this race. He's under pressure at the moment, but he's trying to defend like no tomorrow, and he's doing very, very well, committing to the trap a little bit, but Signe Larson is really starting to really get clear for the rest of the field at the moment, as both Thomas Dicken and Signe Larson are taking a Joker. Oh, he's gone a bit wide there. As a little bit of a jump there as well, so he's lost a bit of time. Now he's down to last place right now. And interesting enough, we've seen Alex Molnar has jumped Signe Larson, so Alex has got to a huge start in this race. I mean, him taking the Joker on the first lap has really helped him, and that's really going to benefit his heat time.
Yeah, Jess, just a quick one. I don't think any of our viewers can actually see the race.
Oh!
But we're going to keep going anyway.
Sorry.
Alex Alex Molnar with a good decision to joker lap 1, and he is now going into second place, a second off the back of LSM. And this is going to be an easy heat race win for him if he can just he might even get up underneath LSM as they squeeze each other. There's a barrier on the way down to the left-hander. Alex Molnar trying to head around the outside now, goes late on the brakes, sends it on the handbrake. Can he get it all the way around the outside? There's contact between the two of them. Signal Larson goes through, picks up the pieces. She leads now. That is not going to help their time, and Signal Larson goes straight through.
Wow, I think she was the one that usually gets involved in a contact with no fault of her own, of course, but this was one example of her absolutely nailing that and avoiding all the carnage. And there she goes. She's about to go onto the final lap and try and see if she can pull away one of her Versa victories. It may not be the fastest time, but it will still be a pretty good time nonetheless to get her some good points. And hopefully this may mean more of a chance for her to get through to the semi-finals. Don't forget, with more drivers competing this season in AOR, less people will have a chance to qualify to the semi. So it must be very, very tight. Just look at the gap between first and second. I mean, you know, Sig looks very committed, and it looks like she's going to win this one.
Yeah, it looks good so far. She has a time of a 2:43 to aim for. Thomas Poulton, she's not going to beat that one. So let's see what she's going to set as she comes across the line at 2:46, I believe that one was. Thomas Dickin along second, Alex Molnar third. LSM's 2:46.366 is the time, and that is good enough currently for second. So we will wait and see how the others will get on. We have another heat race to come, of course, and then that'll be it for the stream for tonight. And let's have a quick look at who's going to be lining up for this next one. It is going to be actually the first appearance of ST Penguino tonight. We haven't seen a lot of him. The other coordinator, ST Penguino. Then we have Ghost appearing once again. Vladislav Denev and Naya Blaze lining up for that one. But the one we do want to watch the times is the one that's running in tandem with that one, which is Nigel Krutze, Quentin Dalolmo, Lucas Mateja, Johan Lundqvist, and Dabby. It's going to be really interesting one to watch the times there. But yeah, a little bit too much racing going on there for the heat races, because racing, of course, affects your time. So I think there was a little bit too much of that going on. It would have affected their time. And unfortunately, Alex Molnar tried an audacious move. It just didn't quite pay off for him, but I'll give him credit for trying.
Yeah, fair play, but unfortunately it did not quite work out. So let us, we're going to also tell you another race that went on in tandem to this one as well. And the fastest time at the moment, it was set by Thomas Poulsen, 2 minutes 43.8 in the Peugeot. Then we got Fergie G, who was in second, 2:55.9. Then Jesse 3:02.1 and Mr. Kevin 3:02.2. So they must have had a bit of contact as well, because the times in our heat were a lot faster. So they must have had huge issues in their lobbies. There might be more crashes, I don't know. But you know, I must say, well done to Thomas Poulsen there for a great performance in this heat, even though we didn't see it. And huge apologies for not getting the scene up on time. We got through the last few laps at least, but due to the fact there's so much going on tonight, I'm almost forgot. I was in full flow for a minute there, but there we go. We're about to go to the final race of the night then, before we call it a day for the stream. And this should be very exciting, and I'm just about to get into the lobby so we can get started. And yeah, we'll see who is racing in this lobby. And I think Penguino is one of those drivers that are racing. And we've got Vladislav Denev and Ghost as well.
Yeah, indeed. So Penguino driving the Mini, of course. I'm not going to try and pronounce his real name, because I am going to butcher, and he hasn't told me how to pronounce it. So I'm just going to leave that one. So I'll just give a hint. Is the first initials are it's the initials of his first name, ST Penguino. So that's going to be.
We'll just say ST,
yeah,
if
ST,
we can't
because
say.
It's close enough. So I won't try that. But yeah, ST Penguino and Vladislav Denev, Naya Blaze, and Ghost, the Estonian, driving for tonight. Final race of the night, and then we officially have postponed the semi-finals and finals to next week, because of the amount of time that it takes to get the semi-finals and finals grid order sorted. It does take a lot of time, and for a lot of drivers in other time zones, it does go quite late. So just to make it fair for everybody, we are just going to postpone, but we're going to get, as we keep saying, double trouble next week. Semi-finals and finals from Lydden Hill, and then the full heat race, semi-final and final of Catalonia, all going well. So make sure you join us next week. But we've got one more heat race, and we're going to figure out who's going to take and who's going to go through to the semi-finals that we can kind of judge. But you'll officially find out next week.
Yep, so keep an eye out on Twitter, keep an eye out on the streams next week, as we'll reveal who is going to be in the semis and who unfortunately has missed out for their first race. But they still have loads of opportunity to make through to a semi-final in AOR, and it may not be the first time for some of these drivers, and obviously for some of them, they want to try and make at least every semi-final, including our championship contenders. Obviously, they're not racing in this race, they're racing in a race tandem to this. But we're about to get cracking for the penultimate race of the night.
Let's get underway at last. So, ready to race, light on for heat race 3. Green light and we're away. Great start from Vladislav Denev, but it looks once again like the green light bug has struck for the third time in succession. It's Vladislav Denev who leads Esti Penguino around the outside of Nayablaze into turn number 1, trying to avoid that outside wall, and he does. Lovely move. Can he make that one stick? Yes, he can. Nayablaze into the joke collapse. He went around the outside of Ghost into turn number 1, but it is Vladislav Denev with a great start, leads away on lap number 1.
Yeah, it's a shame the green light bug is there once again, but these drivers are keeping going, which is great to see. And Vladislav and Penguino still running in tandem right now. So they're going through the long right-hander. Oh my god, these are so close. They're going to go side by side, just like we've seen in the race beforehand, where both of those drivers were going side by side. This corner is really tricky, I found, in Lydden Hill when I raced here back in season 2. And we got ST Penguino. He's doing his Joker lap now. Vladislav is not doing the Joker, and I don't think Ghost is doing the Joker either. So 2 people have done the Joker, 2 people have not.
It was a very tight merge. Esti Penguino's on the limiter, trying to get up the inside of Nayablaze in the Seiya. He goes for it up the inside. Can he get it stopped on the brakes? They make contact. Magnetized cars. It was a fair move, I think. And Esti Penguino goes up the inside and takes Nayablaze for 3rd place. But that is going to affect the Joker, because the Joker 3.2. Vladislav Denev still out in the lead. But Esti Penguino, a good decision to Joker that time, but just got caught up behind Nayablaze.
Yeah, that's a shame for Penguino, but that means that the ones that have still got their Joker may be with an advantage, but it's going to be very close. Ghost in. Ghost is in the Joker lap, and it's going to be a very tight merge as we follow the merge. He's taken that Joker lap very slowly. It's going to be tight once again. Can Penguino, just to get ahead, we'll have to find out, to go side by side into that long straight here, and it looks like, it's going to be really good on the defense here, as Penguino just about gets the job done on Ghost there, but it's not over yet, as Ghost is just behind him. I mean, this is very close. This is going to help Vladislav up in front, because the more these guys battle, the more that he can get clear and get a good Joker lap in very soon as well. Oh my god, these two are still going side by side. This is a
fabulous fight between Ghost and Nayablaze, I must say. Great racing between the two. Get out clear, but just on the jump, Ghost just managed to get up the inside. Vladislav Denev into the Joker, and Nayablaze back up the inside again. Really robust move, goes up on the grass, and Ghost gets back. He tries to get back ahead, up the inside again by Ghost on the left-hander. This is fantastic racing up the hill. Ghost goes through to 2nd place. Esti Penguino out in front. A mistake from Vladislav Denev in the Joker, but he has to go to defend. Nayablaze with a big send up the inside, just manages to avoid contact, but Ghost holds on the 2nd place. A brilliant fight between Ghost and Nayablaze, even in the heat race. Well done, boys. Esti Penguino comes across the line to set a 2:46. I think that'll be. Ghost finishes 2nd. Nayablaze 3rd. Vladislav Denev in 4th place. Fabulous racing right there between Ghost and Nayablaze.
What a way to end tonight. I mean, you know, if the heats couldn't get any better, heat 1 and 2, bring it on. And the guys did bring it on, and Penguino with a good victory. And I think the last 2 races tonight were all won by minis. So, yeah, I was not expecting that, but I think it's mainly the setups that helped him. But Ghost, my driver of the heat there, I mean, he didn't want to lose P2 to a Nayablaze there on the last lap. I mean, they were still going side by side into that tight little hairpin there. I don't know how these guys do it, and hardly any damage for them whatsoever. So, job well done. And if these two make it into the semis, then we will be in for a really tight semi-finals between those two, that's for sure.
And I have the results from the Quentin Dall'Olmo Lucas Mateja final. Quentin Dall'Olmo, top qualifier by a 2.5 over Lucas Mateja.
2-1.
And imagine, Dabby manages to finish 3rd ahead of Nigel Krutza and Jogan. and a gap of 0.3 of a second across the line. So, wow. So Quentin Dall'Olmo on his first outing in PC is the top qualifier, which means he will start on pole for one of his semi-finals. So that's absolutely brilliant. But Ghost and Niablis, hats off to those guys. That was fantastic racing.
Yeah, so we already know that Quentin Dall'Olmo and obviously Lucas Matej is through to the semi-finals, but we'll find out just before next week who else has made it to the semi-finals as well. But after seeing what went on in that heat, it's gonna, I think, Ghost has done just about done enough, I think, to possibly go through to the semis. I mean, if he does, that'll be absolutely amazing. Well done to him. Well done to Niablis as well. Unlucky to Vladislav there. He got a bit unlucky there, taking the Joker on the final lap, whereas everyone else did it quite early on. I think that what did not help him there, because obviously the Joker was quite long, and it just gave everyone else a little bit more chance just to feel through. It's about 2.7 seconds, about 3.5 seconds the Joker it takes, and obviously the gap between Vladislav and Penguino was about 1.8 seconds. So Penguino was comfortably ahead there on the final there. So yeah, I can't wait to see who's on that, who's in that final. And obviously we got the other race that went on as well as Rene was on fastest in that race with a 2:42.4, and then we had Marcy was very close in second, so they must have had a very close battle. I think about almost a second separated them. And we got Cactus, then Colossus, then Pedro Silva, third, fourth, and fifth. So, well, this is going to be very tight, all very close times. But again, it's not about position; it's about time, for which gets them points, and it may make the difference.
Yeah, indeed. So, unfortunately, we're going to have to round out for this week. But join us same time next week, potentially earlier, to accommodate for the semi-finals and grand finals of Lydden Hill. And we also will probably get to run Catalonia next week. We'll of course keep you all updated. Keep your eye on the AOR socials for all the details for that one. Make sure you subscribe to the official Apex Online Racing channel. Make sure you follow them on Twitter at Apex On Racing, and join us at the same time next week for the semi-finals and grand finals of round 1 of the AOR RX Championship. Thank you all so much for staying with us for the length that you have, and we'll see you all next week, same time. Thank you, and good night.
Good night.